everyone, Cheryl here. So I'm going to be doing a video today starting with putting on my skincare and showing you how I do my skincare, and then I am going to do a video putting on my makeup and showing you how I do my makeup. And so let's get into it. Hello everyone, Cheryl here, and today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on my makeup. And so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to show you how I do my skincare. And so today I'm going to start out with this glycolic type face peel that has because it's summertime, that has like a self-tanning added to it. And I'm going to wipe this all over my face. Okay, so I'm going to start with my forehead. And this will help with my aging because it has the glycolic acid in it. So I'm getting a little tan alongside a facial peel. I have some crow's feet right here, so I'm kind of focusing getting it on there to help soften those lines. And then some wrinkling in here. And then alongside I have a lot of wrinkling starting in my temples. Okay, so I'm done with the peel pad. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this ordinary power peptides that has copper. And I'm going to use a dropper full and powder it in. And don't forget your neck and your ears. And pat in an upper fashion. Okay, so the next thing I'm using is CoQ10, and I have this one from Inky. I use about a pea-sized amount. And pat it in. And the last step is going to be the sunscreen, which is the absolute most important part. I hope you're having a good day. I'm going to do a tutorial on my hair too today. But first, the schedule is the makeup, and then the hair, and then I do stretches for your back and neck and sciatica pain. And I share my whole routine with you guys. Okay, so today I'm using Youthful, and this is a 50 SPF, and it is a tinted. sunscreen. And I make sure that I use quite a bit so I can cover all my skin, including the back of my neck and my chest. Okay, I will be back to start the makeup tutorial. Okay, so let's get into this. So in a previous video, I was talking about that I wanted to compare my Revlon BB cream with the e.l.f. Soft Glam. And so today I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Soft Glam so that we can start the comparison. Okay, so I put about a pea-size amount in my hand, forehead, cheeks, chin, and neck. And you don't want to forget the neck because you don't want to have a line. And you apply everything in an upward fashion. And then don't forget your hairline. Okay, now I have dark circles under my eyes, and I'm going to be using the Candid Revlon concealer today, and I'm using that because it's very moisturizing. And my skin is dry, and when I did my skincare, I used the glycolic acid peel, which can be drying too. Okay, so you're going to pat that in. Pat that in and up on the sides. And just kind of let it sit for a minute. And then I'm using an e.l.f. lipstick. I'm going to put the lipstick on. Mainly I put it on, a lot of people put it on last, but I put it on because my lips are so dry. It feels a little more comfortable. Okay, and then I pat that in a little better. Okay, so the next thing I use is a bronzer. And today I'm using LA Colors, just from the dollar store. I really like some of this dollar store makeup. It's really nice and affordable. Okay, up high, always go up high. And then on the tip of the nose. Okay, Okay, so what I'm using is a Sephora brush today to help tap that in. So I tap it in first. I kind of rotate that down to the lower one so that I can tap it in. Okay, so after I tap that in, I put it all the way up, and then I just kind of blend. Okay, and then I take my fingers and make sure that it's all blended in nicely around the hairline, on the nose, cheeks. So I recently did a microneedling tutorial that you can go in my channel and watch if you're interested in that. And then I do radio frequency with the NUA, and I demonstrate how I do that too. Okay, so today the blush that I'm using is Cheek Heat, and it's from Maybelline. It's a liquidy kind of blush, which is better when your skin is dry. And I just tap a little dot right there and a little dot right there. And I'm gonna let that sit for a minute too before I blend that in so that it absorbs. So while I'm doing that, I'm going to do my eyebrows. Now today for the eyebrows, I'm using a Revlon, and it's kind of like a felt tip type pen where you can draw them on. The problem with this is that, I don't know if any of you guys have experienced this, but I will get to where I really love a certain brand, and then I'll go to find it and they'll discontinue it. And then you'll go and look and it's like $80 on eBay or Amazon from a private seller to purchase it. So this one, I'm not sure. I haven't checked if it's outdated, but it's one that I really love because you can draw your eyebrows in with it. Okay, so first I'm going to brush my eyebrows. And then I'm going to show you how I do this. Okay, so you start with little swipes like you're drawing. And then you just draw them, and then you kind of focus on the outline, on outlining your eyebrows. And you won't really, with this, you won't really see the ink right away. It has to, it's really weird, but you put it on and then it gets darker in time. And then you can brush it. Okay, now the other eyebrow. Now the other eyebrow. And you just draw it on. Okay, so now I'm going to blend in that blush. And just right there. I don't let it go too low or too high. Just like it right there on the apple of my cheek. To pull up, to make it lift up. This is a really nice color. Okay, so now we're going to do the eyeshadow. And the colors that I'm using today is LA Colors, and it's nude. And it's another drugstore makeup, but it has some pretty colors. And I'm going to start with this dark chocolatey brown. And then I'm going to put it right in the corner and then go over. Right in the corner and go over. And then I have this wedge that I can blend with. And then I take a Q-tip and go up on my eyes to get any fallout. Okay, so then I take my fingers and blend it the rest of the way in. I hope you're enjoying this Get Ready With Me. And I hope you're having a good day. Okay. What I like to do is I like to put a little highlight. And what I'm using is this Laura Mercier vanilla. And I put it right in the corners. And then I just blend it up where the dark spots are and over. And then just kind of blend it and go up and over. And then I just use this dollar store contour for a primer on my eyelid before I put on the eyeshadow. And rub it in. Okay, so in this palette, there's a really nice light color right here that I'm going to use on my eyelid. I kind of go right in the middle there. Okay, so now I'm going to brush my eyebrows in an upward fashion. Okay, so I'm using for my eyeliner a Milani charcoal. And I'm going to go in to the corners of my eye. On both sides. And then at the ends. Okay, so the next thing and the very last thing is the mascara. I'm using the tubing mascaras. I'm using the e.l.f. Lash Extend, and then I'm gonna top it with the Milani Highly Rated. So I'm gonna curl my eyelashes. Put the first coat on. Yeah, I really love this tubing mascaras because otherwise my eyelashes were all falling out. And then when I use these, my eyelashes are fine. Now for the other eye, first coat. Yeah, it's really getting hot where I live. Feel like this makeup, after I do it all, it's just gonna melt right off of me. Okay, so while I wait for that to dry, I do the bottom lashes. Always make sure you have Q-tips handy. I don't know what I would do without Q-tips. because I'm always really, really messy. Very uncoordinated, I'll tell you. Okay, so the last thing I do is the top coat of the Milani highly rated, and then I will go and do my hair, and I'll be back to show you the ending result. Always make sure that you're going in the direction of your eyelashes. Goes on way really smooth that way. And there we go for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will be back to show you the ending result with my hair done. And I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I hope that you're enjoying watching me put on my makeup today. And so I will see you soon. Okay, so here is my hairstyle and makeup for today. And I hope you've enjoyed my video and you have a wonderful day. And if you want to see more of my content, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.